One other thing is let's diversify our content hosting. Especially, let's look at video and live streaming. Our diversifying our content, our video content, is something that is also very important as well, because we have to rely mostly on YouTube because YouTube is the biggest and, for all intents and purposes, the best version of a video storage platform that we can actually utilize for the moment. Yes, there's options. There's Vimeo, but the free plan, there's major restrictions. You can only do 24 videos at a time on account. So if you use and also you can only do um, one or two videos per month. So you have 24 videos. And that's it. You can't put any more on. You have to delete the oldest, put the new one in. So Vimeo is kind of weird about that, but it's also tons better in how it implements, because it's actually Vimeo. Let me put this out there. Vimeo is geared more for the filmmaker, the professional, putting content out there. They spent tons of time and money to do like 4K cinematic short. So most of the time they put it out there, or corporations use it for whatever purposes that they might use it for. But anyways, going back to YouTube. YouTube is pretty much, it was started for the people, but it's no longer for the people because corporate interests have kind of taken over YouTube. A lot of the advertisement that you see on there dictates what kind of content is actually shown. Now, some people might disagree with this hot take and say, "Oh, that's okay." But I think it's YouTube should not. It's basically, as it started out, it was like, that's why it's called YouTube. It's you on the tube TV. It's a cultural thing that unfortunately has outgrown any kind of competition to strike back at it. There is, at this time, there is physically and literally no way to be a full competitor against the likes of YouTube. You have to spend billions upon trillions of dollars to even get started and to even begin to be a competitor to them. It's the unfortunate thing because they've grown to a size where they've taken over the market share. They are the market share of video storage platform. That's it. Now, how do you go against this? How do you fight it? Well, one way you can actually do that is you can utilize YouTube in a way. But again, you're not full control. One other way that it's not for everybody, because it is a pain in the butt to get set up and get working. Then, of course, you have to get into the mindset of actually controlling your spinning up a server, maintenance of it, installing the software, making sure it's up to date, making sure your storage is not getting taken care of, or being used, all of it being used. So there's so many different things you got to worry about. But the issue is, one of the issues is taking care of and putting things in your own space is by using a place like PeerTube. PeerTube is a free and open source video storage platform. Again, if you've been watching of this channel and my previous videos, I did spend a live stream of about 2 hours getting setting up an instance of PeerTube. It took 2 hours of me going through it and fumbling through it. And myself, I am not a web system admin or server admin. I know enough to get myself into trouble, but PeerTube is kind of easy if you know what you're doing. It's the only thing I can get out there, but it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the people who just want like a simple press a button and go. It is very powerful once you get it up and running, that you can put your videos on a PeerTube instance and share out from there. Another thing that you can think of is this is also, you can look for instances that's already built. You can go through and find someone who started up an instance and see if you can get a space on their server. Now, you're not going to have full another control because again, you're relying on another person keeping that server maintained and up and running. So it's just something that you have to think about and go from there. There are other options. Is again, this is all starting to cost some money, but what you could do is spin up a storage server and post your videos there, or use something like OneDrive, Box, iCloud, Google Drive, anything like that. You can use those services to store your videos on, and then you can share the link to those videos to the outside world. Is it going to be the best? Probably not, but you know what? It's gets you off of the YouTube. But the problem is that you're not going to have people like finding your videos and your content. So that's just something that you have to take care of and say, oh, I'll have to. No, there's some caveats into this as well. It's not just a simple diversify your content and that's easy peasy. But you can also set up open source by using PeerTube. If you're not just a video content creator, if you do podcasts or you're a musician, you can use Castopod, especially if you are like I said, for a podcaster, there's another free open source, a free-ish, because you still have to you have to find or host your server infrastructure and do it that way. For musician, there is the likes of SoundCloud. There's a free and open source, I think it's Whale or something like that. Whale Spin. I'm not. I should have brought this up beginning, but yeah. But there are options out there that go into more of hosting your content that is away from YouTube. There is options out there, but again, you just have to make the sacrifice and say, hey, I understand if I post host my videos on a PeerTube, excuse me, if I post my stuff on YouTube, not really many people are going to see it as it were if I had posted it to the likes of YouTube. And that's okay. What you could do is integrate your video, take the link and embed it inside a blog post, and then share that blog post out to Twitter. Yes, it's kind of like a roundabout way, but it's still, you still have full control over what your content is, where it is, and how it is shared out and what happens to it. So that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about, is how to organize and control your own destiny, your own content destiny, and going about this. I know for some it could be a scary transition, but it's something that needs to be taken a full look into and say, I need to actually take control of not only my content, but my life as well, because what you're putting out is part of you. There is no other way to think about it, because you are putting a little bit of what you are into your content. And if you're just placing that content and for it to get crapped on by these toxic people, well, it's something you have to figure out and take care of. So that is a big decision for a lot of creators. And I hope what I've talked about in this episode kind of resonates with some, and that say, hey, I got to make some changes here. I got to make some changes with my content and to get away from this toxic cesspool and to control my own destiny and my own free will, as it were.